Man, it feels good to be winning again, right? This is Kringle Talks Football. My name is Chris Kringle. You can follow me at Mr. CJ Wright on Twitter. You can follow me on my brand new YouTube channel, Kringle Talks Football. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, smash the notification, do all of that stuff. I'm going to get into a little bit of a post-match talk about the Chelsea game. If you haven't already, you can actually view my video that I did with Eunice from Eunice Talks Football to get Chelsea perspective. But listen, we're going to preview the Brighton game. Let's get into it. Cool. So off the back of the Arsenal victorious 3-1 win against Chelsea, going into the game against Brighton away from home, the players must be filled with a little bit more confidence. I certainly am. I can guarantee you that now. The players that played well, Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, for me, need to play again. Keep that consistency up. Keep that confidence up. I'll give my credit where credit's due to Granit Xhaka, to Mohamed El Neni. Both of them fantastic in the way they played. I think, I've always bemoaned the fact that whenever El Neni gets the ball, it's always sideways passing or backwards passing. But the other day against Chelsea, nah. All of his passes were forward thinking. There was a couple of times where I wanted him to pass backwards and he kept turning to look forward, and I was like, mate, just play it simple. But I can't bemoan too much because we played well. Granit Xhaka, has he redeemed himself fully? No. Because, I messaged my brother the other day and said, look, he's always got that in his locker. This is the problem with mid-player or mid-team players, mediocre players, not mediocre players, average players. Every now and then they have a stalwart game. They are fantastic. They do everything right. Whether it's passing forward, shooting, the tackles, everything was perfect. But then he has 3 or 4 games where he's just sideways or backwards or just, tackling last seconds, and it's not a good look for him. So that still needs working on, and he's not the answer. Let's be honest. But I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Granit Xhaka, you did well against Chelsea. I'm happy that you did well. And listen, if you're going to get a run of the games in the team, just play the same way you played against Chelsea, no problem. Going in against the game against Brighton, it's a must-win game. Chelsea was a must-win game. Brighton is a must-win game away from home. We need to play the same way we did against Chelsea. Take the intensity to Brighton away from home on the front foot. If that means Aubameyang doesn't start again, no problem, because I thought for me Lacazette was fantastic. Pressing from the front, in his tackling, the way he moved about the pitch, everything he could have offered Arsenal was perfect. And I'm glad Aubameyang didn't even come on the pitch. I was actually saying to Eunice the other day, listen, I just wanted Aubameyang to come on 5 minutes. Spread the game out a bit more, make Chelsea work, make them running themselves into the ground. But you know what? No, Lacazette deserved it. Lacazette was fantastic. Lacazette came off right at the end for Mustafi, but I can't fault him. He was amazing on the day. Arteta got everything right he could have got right. And, it's question marks now. Does Willian get back into the side? For me, he shouldn't even be in the team. He shouldn't even be in the squad. Simple as that. Does David Luiz get back in the side? Probably not. Because Gabriel's now ahead of him. Pablo Mari's now ahead of him. For me, Rob Holding was fantastic against Chelsea. He managed excellent against Tammy Abraham. He was fantastic against Werner. And he did everything right that he could have done right. So for me, nah. Pablo Mari, apart from giving away the penalty, I thought he did everything right. He was aggressive with the ball. He was aggressive, challenging for the headers against Abraham. He was fantastic. I cannot fault him whatsoever. So for me, David Luiz is now 3rd choice defender or 4th choice defender behind Holding, Mari and Gabriel. It's just whether or not Gabriel comes back. I think he's going to miss the Brighton game. He's going to miss the West Brom game. So, you know what? Cool. Play Pablo Mari. I felt Hector Bellerin. For all my critics of him, I thought he was fantastic. He didn't put a foot wrong in the slightest. And you know what? Again, credit where credit is due. Cool. But similar to Granit Xhaka, he has these games where you look at him and think, wow, this guy can be a very good right back for Arsenal Football Club. And then he does something the next few games where you're like, wow, this guy cannot defend to save his life. There's a couple of times where he got caught napping, he got caught wanting, he got caught, wherever he was. But I can't fault him either. Kieran Tierney, man-made captain material for Arsenal Football Club. He was Scotland captain before he got injured and Andy Robertson took his place. You can't fault Andy Robertson for being captain. But Kieran Tierney is a man-made Arsenal captain. The man is just, for me, he's my favourite Arsenal player right now, but he epitomised everything what we are about. Forward-thinking, progressive, active, You know, everything on the front foot, aggressive in the tackle, and, you know, I just love the guy. I can't complain. I love the guy. But listen, going into the game against Brighton, you know, there's no new injury reports, thankfully. So we should have the same squad. Thomas Partey probably going to miss the game. I think Arteta said maybe start of January. But what I'm hoping for, and I said it with Eunice, what I'm hoping for is Arteta saw this, saw the way Smith Rowe played. Is he the answer to all our problems? I don't know, because I still think he needs time. I think you put him alongside someone that maybe takes the burden off him completely, and you have a player right there. But this is where last video, or my old YouTube channel, I was screaming for having Thomas Partey in the middle with two players either side of him, because he can do everything that El Neni and Xhaka can do, but together. So you don't need two players in that position. You just have Partey in that one position that does all of that for him. And then you put two attacking players ahead where they can cause trouble. You have someone like Smith Rowe in there, who, we're not going to get ahead of ourselves, but was fantastic against Chelsea, didn't put a foot wrong. And then you bring in someone else. I think the links to Husamawa has gone a bit quiet, according to David Ornstein, but that's fine. We're still linked with Emi Buendia, and I still think he is perfect in a position like that. So again, listen, we're not taking the foot off the gas in terms of January. I'm certainly not. January, Arteta still needs to go big. This is just it's not papering over the cracks, because I thought the way we played was excellent. It wasn't a case where we smashed and grabbed it. We were fantastic the whole game from start to finish. We were on the front foot from the minute one. We pressed them. We didn't let them get anywhere near us. Chelsea didn't register a shot on target till the 85th minute where they scored. So we did nothing wrong. But then again, are Chelsea really that good? No, they're not. You know, they've got a £200+ million squad. They're not getting the best out of them. Is Lampard the problem? Me? I think so. I spoke to Eunice, he's still not convinced. He still thinks that Lampard needs given time, but if he's just that one-dimensional, then maybe it's not working. An experienced manager would have got the best out of those players individually. So I think it is a little bit papering over the cracks, because I contradicted myself slightly, but it is because this is our first win in 8. This is our first win in 8 games. But the way we went about it, I can't fault them. It was fantastic, and that's what we need to show now against Brighton and against West Brom. West Brom are terrible. They're managed by Big Sam, who now calling us a relegation rival to them. We need to go down there and smash them 6-7-0. I don't care. Against Brighton, Brighton will play out, so that could possibly play into our hands. If they play out from the back the way we played against Chelsea, beating them the press all the way up the pitch, cool, let's do it. I want the exact same team against Brighton. The exact same team. Bring Obar in the second half, stretch their legs, because they've not got the fastest defenders. And if they're going to play high up the pitch, cool, that's going to play right into Aubameyang's hands. So I'm looking forward to the Brighton game. I'm not going to lie to you, I am looking forward to it. And you know, we're 4 days away from January. You know, we've got the January window already planned, according to Arteta. So let's hope to see we make some moves. We're linked with Emi Buendia. We're linked with, I think his name is Richard Olise from Reading. We were linked with him in the summer. It didn't quite go through. But we were linked with him again in January. He's 19 years old. He's a winger. Listen, give the man time. If he comes in, cool. You know, he can't be many worse than Willian. He's the second most creative player in the Championship behind Emi Buendia. Willian's had one shot on target. Gabriel Martinelli started his first Premier League game in 7 months and already had registered 2 shots on target. God, I just don't want to see Willian anymore. You know, I was actually quite happy with that fact that we signed him in the summer. Free signing, experienced players, won everything. I was like, cool, look, you know, we're going to get a good guy here. Nah, the man's useless. The man's rubbish. You know, it's going to come back to bite me, of course, because, you know, in a few weeks' time I'm going to go, oh my God, look at the way Willian played. But no, he doesn't need to play anymore. Go with the same side that played against Brighton. Look, we took off Martinelli because he's going to play against Brighton. Saka is our saviour at the moment. The man can do everything. He was fantastic again. And I hope Smith Rowe plays. I really hope Smith Rowe plays because he's deserved it. He came off as well, hopefully saving him for Brighton. We need it. We need that fresh attacking youth. But listen, guys, I'm not going to go any further. I'm hoping for a 3-0, 3-1 Arsenal win against Brighton away from home. Listen, I'll take a 1-0 win. Just as long as it gets us up the table. We're 14th now. We're 8 points off of Chelsea in 5th. 8 points. If they lose their game, we win their game. 5 points. They've got Man City. So, listen, we're creeping up the table slowly. Hopefully. It's one win, but listen, I'm not getting ahead of myself. Guys, like I said, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, follow me on Twitter, and until next time, guys, I'm Chris Kringle, Kringle Talk Football. See you later.